You're watching FullSpeed Founders. I'm Evan Ross.
And I'm Bill Camastro.
And this is the brand new Cadillac Escalade. If you're new to this channel, we do automotive content with a twist, interviewing the most successful people behind the things that we know and love. So sit back, subscribe, and let's go meet our FullSpeed founders. Now, this brand new Escalade is beautiful. What's new about it?
I guess the big, almost obvious thing is this 55-inch dash that you see here. On this part of the screen in front of me, there's all the icons for Hulu, YouTube. I can actually watch TV right here and put up YouTube, watch concerts, anything I want. I can watch you.
That's incredible. I can't believe you can now watch YouTube. We are so engaged in social media nowadays that the passenger needs YouTube to watch instead of getting bored.
It's amazing. If you don't have enough screen time or scrolling on your phone, you can do it in your car.
Now, you have had a lot of success. You're one of the top performing Cadillac dealerships in the entire country. Congratulations on that.
Thank you.
Now, in your mind, what do you think separates top performing dealerships from average performing dealerships when the market gets tight?
Great question. I mean, operating principles and not wavering from them, whether times are good or bad, being very consistent. But I think the biggest thing is people and process. You know, what a lot of organizations do is when times get tough, they get tough on their people, and then they start working on process. That's too anecdotal. I mean, the ship's already sailed at that point. If you're constantly working on people and process, when times are good, they're great. When times are bad, you can stay afloat and stay in business. And we have very low turnover where we are for that reason. We pay our people well, but we train them well to weather the storm, good times and bad. So I think being there too as a leader is important.
So showing up as a leader and spending a lot of time on your people before even focusing on everything else will keep them in longevity-wise and keep their spirits up even when times are tough.
You know, I heard a long while back, make sure that everybody at every level, based on everything you ask them to do, they understand what's in it for them. Because let's face it, we all come here to take care of our families or ourselves or buy nice cars, watches, homes, vacations, whatever the case may be. And the common mistake I think a lot of places make is they think about bodies, right? They hire people because they tell a good story, they've been someplace else. We don't focus on that. For us, we hire people for character. We don't focus on their experience. I'd rather hire somebody that has never done this before and train them the way we like to see them operate within our culture. And because then it becomes really, hopefully, the only thing that they know, that they subscribe to, and when they're successful at it, we promote from within as well as they master our processes and our culture. So it creates a much greater shelf life for all employees. And if your employees are long-term and your employees are happy, your customers will be happy and they will be long-term as well.
So you'd rather focus on hiring someone who may not even have dealership or sales experience, but they have the right personality and the right mindset to get the job done, and you can train them to learn everything they need to know in order to succeed in your specific business.
No question. And there's no time limit to moving into management in our world. There's no minimum or maximum. It's really when you buy in and master the process and can teach it to somebody else, you become that person. And that's who we're looking for.
I love it. Yeah. Well, you have a beautiful, successful dealership. Why don't we go take a look at it?
Sure, let's go.
Well, Bill, this is a gorgeous dealership you had here. Thank you again for having us. This is incredible. Make sure you guys are subscribed to this channel because we need more interviews just like this.
Awesome. I'm glad to have you here. You guys are really very easy to work with, to say the least.
Thank you so much. Now, I've been wondering something. What skills do you think you have that aren't taught in school that help with your success?
Well, I love what I do. I mean, you can't teach somebody how to love what they do. Number one, and number two, I grew up very, very humble, lower middle class lifestyle and row-style housing in the Bronx, and didn't have a lot, so I didn't have a lot to lose. So I took a lot of risks, and not looked over my shoulder. And I failed sometimes, learned, succeeded, failed, learned, succeeded. But it's like this, almost like the stock market. It kind of meanders up when you go about life that way. And I'm not afraid to fail. I mean, that's the biggest thing. There's a sign behind me on the wall that says progress, not perfection. I'm a big believer. I'm a big David Goggins guy. You're gonna fail. You're gonna come in second sometimes, and you just got to process it. Think of what you could have done better, and there's always something you could have done better that you missed.
So you're not afraid of failure?
No.
Do you expect it at this point?
I never go in expecting failure. I know it could happen. I don't go in expecting it. What experience has done for me over time is my successes far outweigh my failures at this point. That's probably the most accurate thing I could say.
If you had to start over, no connections, no experience, nothing, a blank slate, what would you do in the first 90 days?
That's a great question. Well, that would depend. I mean, do I have knowledge of where I'm going to end up before I start?
If you have a goal in mind, I want to get to this point, but I don't know how to do it. I've never made any connections in my life. What would that first 90 days be?
I think the first 90 days is find people that have what you want and do what they do. Look at the people that you see that are successful in business at any level. The level that you're at, obviously, because those are the people that show you how to be good at that level that you're at. And then look at some of the leaders in your industry to identify where you want to be, and just make sure that you're developing those skills, along the way. You're not going to have them on the way in because you haven't done it before. You learn to right size yourself, which means know what your strengths are, work on your weaknesses, and know what your strengths are. When I was really young, I really thought I could do anything. And only till I failed, I found out that I couldn't. Some of it didn't have anything to do with ability. Some of it had to do with experience and knowledge. And then once I got the experience and knowledge, I certainly had the drive to succeed. So once you put those three things together enough times, it becomes, repetitive, and then you start to enjoy your successes.
That's absolutely incredible. Now, there's a lot of people watching right now who feel stuck. They watch people online who bloat about their success, whether they have it or not. The internet does a funny thing. What is one final piece of advice that you could give to the viewers watching who might have a little bit of self-doubt right now and don't know how to take the next step?
There is never an employee, including myself, that when they started a new job or a new position or a new endeavor, didn't feel like everything was on the line, they're at risk, they're afraid. Fear is normal. It's one of the things that human beings innately, fear is good at some level because it makes you be keenly aware of everything around you. To be good at anything, the more you know about your environment, the better off you are. So fear allows you to do that. But bravery, then maybe to pick a word, is how you fight through that fear. Because on the other side of that fear is what you want, and you're not going to get to it unless you say, look, I know I'm afraid, I know I have to take a risk, but if I do what other people have done to succeed at whatever it is I'm doing, I can fight through that fear because I can relate to what they're saying. They can show me the tasks, the right things to do to get there, master the directives and environment that you're given, and then let your creative thinking take it to the next level if you find the opportunity to do that.
I love it. Any final remarks for someone watching?
You've all heard this many times before, we have one life, we only have one life to live. And to me, the greatest sin or the greatest failure in life is not trying. So many people, I'm not going to be good at this, I'm not going to be good at that. Well, you've already failed if you said that. Right. You don't know until you've actually tried. And when you try, you're going to learn something, and then you will do it again because you realize, I could have done this, I could have done that. It's like the golfer that says, if I would have made that one last putt, I would have broken 80, right? Well, you're probably going to go out and play again tomorrow, and you're going to think about that putt, and you should go home and practice. these paintings I have on this wall in here, Michael Jordan's famous saying is about the 3,000 shots he took that he missed, about the game-winning shots that he took that he missed. And he says, I succeed because I failed so many times and learned from them. You know, Tiger Woods, you know, if there was ever a glass ceiling to break through, is an African-American golfer becoming the greatest golfer in the world, because that was never the thing, right? Tom Brady was picked late in the 6th or 8th round. He was like pick number 180 and wasn't really in shape, couldn't run. They didn't think he had the skill set, but he prepared until Drew Bledsoe went down, and he became the greatest quarterback of all time. Wayne Gretzky learned how to play hockey on a pond in Canada. Wow. None of these guys, you know, were handed the end result. They all had to work. Michael Jordan didn't make his high school basketball team.
I heard that.
Michael Jordan only averaged 16 points a game in North Carolina. Michael Jordan became the greatest basketball player of all time. So what is the thing you see in all of these people is their desire, their drive to win, their love of what they were doing. None of them were the most skilled at what they were doing when they first started. None of them had a background in what they were. Michael Jordan wanted to be a baseball player, of all things. Tom Brady didn't look like a football. He didn't look like he does now. He made himself into that. Tiger Woods hits 1,000 golf balls a day. On YouTube, he's got a video that says, I hit 1,000 golf balls a day. A day. You know, you want to win, that's what you do. You want to be mediocre, you know, that's easy.
I love it. Bill, thank you so much for having us.
Anytime, brother.
Make sure you're subscribed, because more videos like this are on the channel. Go check them out.